Hi, shalom. This video is going to contain mentions of spiritual abuse, child sexual abuse, and child pornography. Viewer discretion is advised. If you haven't seen Quiverfull Part 1, you're going to want to go back and watch that first. I'll link it down below. All right, so now that we've done our little Quiverfull history lesson, we're going to dig into the whole situation with Josh Duggar. Josh Duggar was born in 1988 to Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. They currently have 19 kids. I looked it up after I filmed part 1 because I couldn't remember how many there were. It's 19. That is way too many kids. Michelle has said that she uses the buddy system for looking after the kids. Each older kid is assigned a younger kid to basically raise/parent. This is called parentification. It's when children are being given a parent-like role instead of being able to just be kids. I've talked to Quiverfull survivors who say they don't want kids of their own because they feel like they've already done all that and they finally want to live their own lives. Parentification is extremely damaging. Parents, just let your kids be kids. Okay, so in 2002, one of Josh's sisters told their dad that he had abused her and at least 2 other sisters. He had also abused a teenage family friend who helped babysit for the kids. The parents sent Josh to a Christian treatment program. They admitted that this was not formal, proper counseling. Like I said in part 1, these communities are way too easy on abusive men, partly because of the belief that women are responsible for what happens to their bodies. And like I said in part 1, kids' knowledge about sex and reproductive biology can be limited, so they don't always have adequate language to communicate about what happens to them. In 2003, Jim Bob went to a family friend who was a cop and told him what happened. The cop basically gave Josh a proverbial slap on the wrist and told him not to do it again. Okay, so remember the mandatory reporter thing? Cops are also mandatory reporters, and this is by federal law. So he could have gone to prison for not reporting that. And as it happens, said cop was later charged with child porn distribution and was in and out of prison for a while and is now serving a life sentence. The important thing I want people to understand is that Jim Bob and Michelle were fully aware that he had abused his sisters prior to the development of the TV show. They took potentially traumatized children and put them in front of a camera. Under their theology, women and girls are supposed to be submissive and have a bright countenance, which I guess is like the FLDS saying, keep sweet. Being in the spotlight is going to pressure them to keep their mouths shut about the abuse. This is not a good thing. In 2013, Josh was made the executive director of the Family Research Council. This program sounds eerily similar to the White Citizens Council in The Help. So in that movie, the WCC was an anti-Black organization that spread all kinds of racist shit, like the idea that Black people carry diseases and other crazy stuff. The Family Research Council is a family values movement, but they are anti-queer and anti-choice/pro-forced birth. I think I've mentioned before that I am so baffled by this family values thing because, like I said, no decent parent is against the concept of family values. Taking care of families and helping each other raise happy, healthy kids is a family value. I'm so baffled by all of this. I don't get it. But I digress. The most disgusting thing about this is that Michelle Duggar had made a PSA that basically said gay and trans people are pedophiles and need to be kept away from kids. She said that after knowing that her oldest son had been molesting his sisters. Their reasoning was that he couldn't be considered a child molester because he was a child when it happened. Yeah, no. If you are old enough to understand what you're doing, you are a child molester. I will die on this hill. From 2013 to 2015, Josh Duggar used the infidelity dating website Ashley Madison and cheated on his wife Anna. Once that got leaked, Josh resigned from the FRC. His sisters were gaslighted into siding with him. Gaslighting is a term that's become more common in the mental health world over the last handful of years. It's a reference to an old film called Gaslight, in which an abusive man sets up his lights, which at the time ran on gas, to flicker at fixed times. Then when his wife asks him what's going on, he basically tells her it's nothing and she's imagining things. This continues throughout the film and increases in intensity until the woman basically loses her marbles. I guess this is a more convoluted way of describing lying and manipulation. Josh's sisters were deceived into believing that the brother hadn't done anything wrong. And as I just said, Josh's parents believed he wasn't a child molester because he was a child when it happened. Josh was sent to biblical rehab, and the television show continued without him. Okay, fast forward to 2019. The feds raided Josh's car dealership. He owned a used car dealership. We have since learned that he was possessing and viewing child pornography. They had to have an agent view all of said porn, for evidence purposes. He stated that this was one of the top worst cases he had ever seen in his entire career of processing child pornography for evidence. Yeah, that pretty much sums that up. Josh Duggar was charged with multiple crimes and faces up to 40 years in prison. Okay, this was some really heavy stuff. Like I said, I'll post some more info on this stuff down below in case you want to go down that rabbit hole. And I've also posted that same information in the video for part 1. All right, guys, take care of yourselves, drink plenty of water, take your meds, and destroy the patriarchy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Lahidra out. Bye.